Hi, I'm Jeffrey Jean. As I explained in my post, I'm going to go over some of my background knowledge in a short video. I'm using a video because, number one, I couldn't fit all my ideas in the post under the word limit. Number two, I want to get some practice before the final post, which must have a video. And number three, I love showing off this apron. It was a wedding gift. It's got the British flag, my wife, and the American flag. That's me. So any excuse to wear this is a good one. Now, I realized that I'm not starting from scratch in the kitchen. The first week's readings had this quote on page 68. Even the initial learning phase involves transfer. This is some of the background knowledge that I'm transferring to my project of making the best apple pie ever. Now, the basics, in the kitchen I try to be very precise in my measurements. So I'm going to use these a lot. I don't often weigh things, but I think it's going to be important for this to really be precise. I'll give that a try. As for the actual crust, I remember my parents, my grandmother, my sisters making lots of different pies growing up, so I have some idea of what the texture of the pie crust dough should feel like before you put it in the oven. I also remember this thing, a 3-2-1 pie crust, a ratio by weight of the butter, flour, and sugar that's supposed to go into the pie crust. I don't remember which one's which though. I remember my sister telling me that there's a difference between using vegetable shortening and butter. I think that the butter will make it flakier, but I'm not exactly sure. As for the appearance of the pie crust, the pie itself, the lattice is the name for that cross-hatching. I don't know if that's easy to do. I don't know how that affects the taste of the pie or the way it cooks, so we'll find out. I also remember that my sister would sometimes use aluminum foil around the edges of the pie crust to keep it from getting burned, so maybe I need to do that. Background knowledge about the apple filling. I remember my mother would slice up all the peel and then slice up all the apples in a mixing bowl, something like this, and toss in some cinnamon. Maybe I'm also going to use different spices to fine-tune the flavors. I don't know. I also, in terms of the apples, I don't know what's going to be easy to get over here in Hong Kong and what's going to be difficult. These are Fuji apples. I don't think I've heard of a Fuji apple being used in an apple pie. Fuji apples are usually more for eating, but I've got them here. They're going bad. I got to use them. So we'll see how that goes. I am curious to see if it's hard to get good apples for baking apple pie in Hong Kong. Last area of background knowledge, I am using this little convection oven. This is very typical in Hong Kong. We don't have a lot of space for big ovens. They don't come with most apartments. So this tends to cook things a little bit faster. I don't know how specifically that's going to affect the apple pie, but we'll see. So that's my background knowledge. What I'm going to do in my first week of my project is take all of this, make a pie. See how it goes. I'll use just a basic recipe that I can find on a help forum. And then in my second week of the project, I'm going to fine-tune it a little bit, use some of the help forums, see how that goes. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and yeah, stay out of trouble.